Photo by Thearon W. Henderson, Getty Images. The Oakland Raiders reshaped their wide receiver core this week, trading for Antonio Brown and signing Tyrell Williams in free agency. Jordy Nelson naturally fell down the pecking order then, and on Thursday he was released. Nelson spent one season with the Raiders, tallying 63 receptions for 739 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was the second lowest yardage total of his career, only surpassing his final season with the Green Bay Packers in 2017, 482 yards. Nelson finished last season pretty strongly though, if only driven by volume. Over the final 5 games he had 38 catches, on 48 targets, as he clearly found some rapport with Derek Carr. In December, the Raiders paid out a $3.6 million roster bonus to Nelson early for salary cap purposes. Coach Jon Gruden also asserted the veteran wide receiver would be back for the second season of the 2-year deal he signed last offseason. Jon Gruden on Jordy Nelson on December 28, after the Raiders gave him a $3.6 million bonus early for cap purposes. "Yeah, he'll be back." Greg Rosenthal, at Greg Rosenthal, March 14, 2019. Getting Brown was the lead circumstance that pushed Nelson out, which in fairness to Gruden could not have been fully foreseen in December. But the move to pay out the bonus early looks odd, with no return in production on the back end for the team. That said, a return to the Raiders at a lower salary number can't be ruled out. Door has not been closed that Jordy Nelson could later re-sign with Raiders at lesser cost. But his $3 million salary for 2019 was scheduled to become fully guaranteed if on roster Friday. Cash cleared. Michael Gelkin, at GelkinFL, March 14, 2019. Nelson is clearly on the back end of his career, approaching 34 years old, but he showed at the end of 2018 he has something left in the tank. With free agency options significantly narrowed, and assuming he doesn't just go back to the Raiders in a sort of pre-arranged move, these 3 teams could look to add Nelson in short order. Mandatory credit. Patrick Smith, Getty Images. 3. New England Patriots. The Patriots appear to be in the market for wide receivers, with only Bruce Ellington and Maurice Harris added right now. Bringing back Chris Hogan is a possibility, but Nelson becoming available changes the equation of available options. Nelson became Aaron Rodgers' favorite target, and his down year in 2017 was partially driven by Brett Hundley starting 9 games when Rodgers was injured. So it's easy to see a quick rapport being built with Tom Brady, and New England is a good landing spot for any veteran player. Page 2. Use your arrows to browse a mandatory credit. Nick Wasika, Icon SportsWire via Getty Images. The Vikings have one of the top wide receiver duos in the league, in Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. But Laquan Treadwell had only 35 catches for 502 yards, and 1 touchdown as the number 3 wide receiver last season. Even if head coach Mike Zimmer said new offensive assistant Gary Kubiak has big plans for the former first-round pick, it's hard to see those plans bearing fruit. Kirk Cousins had his best year with the Washington Redskins when he was surrounded by multiple good options. He's not discerning when it comes to throwing the ball where coverage dictates, for better or worse, and Treadwell failed to capitalize on the attention Thielen and Diggs get from opposing secondaries. A move to add someone like Golden Tate in free agency would have been justified, but the Vikings just haven't done much to clear cap space at this point. If nothing else, Nelson is a reliable target with the size to be a red zone threat. He also increased his yards per catch average last year, to 11.7 from a career-low 9.1 in 2017. Against an opposing team's third cornerback on a regular basis, he could produce nicely. And from Minnesota's end, he should come cheaply. Use your arrows to browse.